thing together, and Tucker Carlson did an interview with me. And it was great. And Joe Rogan did an interview that was great. Yeah. Good people. They're great people. They're great people, smart people. Like, we need our smart people. We have to protect our smart people, don't we? But Bobby's going to be working on the food and the pesticides and all of the things to make it healthy. And I told him yesterday, I was with him in the plane, I told him, Bobby, look, here's the story. You can work on food, you can work on anything you want. He wants health, he wants women's health, he wants men's health, he wants kids, he wants everything. I said, here's what you can't touch, Bobby. You can't touch our liquid gold. I'm handling that. We got more than anybody. And Bobby, we cannot, that's the only thing, Bobby, you got to leave that to me. We're going to make so much money. We're going to pay off debt, reduce your debt. We got more liquid gold than Russia, Saudi Arabia, Bobby. So have fun with pesticides, but the liquid gold you have to leave with me. We'll do very well. Nice, clean energy. We're going to give you so much energy. But we have a lot of people. We have all these endorsements. Tulsi came in. She actually just turned Republican. Tulsi Gabbard. We have, Brett Favre. How about Brett? No, how nice was that? I was in Wisconsin. Brett Favre, he's a great guy. He has a hand, but he was a great guy. But that was a big one yesterday. It was something that was really nice. Hard for athletes to do it, as I said. But I will massively cut taxes for workers and small businesses, and we will have something called no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security for our great seniors. And to lift up American families, I will protect and expand the child tax credit that we already created. And I will support a tax credit for family caregivers who take care of a parent or a loved one. Do you know? They're not spoken about. Angel moms and angel wives, a lot of great people. But you know that if they didn't exist, they take care of their son who may be horrifically wounded in an accident or in war. That if we didn't have these angels, I call them angels, they're all angels. If we didn't have these people, you could build your hospital system 3 times bigger and it wouldn't be big enough. The money that they save us and the incredible credit that they give, the care that they can give is something that's unbelievable. And I just think, we have to acknowledge it, so we're going to do a nice big credit for them. And they didn't even ask for it. They didn't ask for it. They don't ask for anything. They don't ask. A lot of people ask. Everybody asks for everything. Everybody wants. They want. They didn't want. They just want to take care of their beautiful baby. The baby may be 45 years old, maybe 40. To them, it's their baby. They want to take care of their baby. I mean, think of that, how incredible. And you could never give that kind of care in a hospital. I don't care what hospital you're talking about. You could never do what they do. But you'd have to triple your hospitals, and you wouldn't be able to do that. And it could never be what they give. So it's pretty amazing. So we're going to take care of them, right? It's going to be good. We have so much liquid gold. We'll just take a little bit of extra. Think of it. More than Saudi Arabia. And I had approved, and then Biden ended it, Anwar. Anwar is the biggest fund. It's in Alaska. The biggest, every president for years. Ronald Reagan couldn't get it done. Nobody could get it done. They all tried. I got it done, all set. This guy gets in. He gets in and he terminated it, like immediately he terminated it. But we're going to get that going. That would supply all of Asia. It would supply all parts of Europe. We would make so much money. We have such great wealth. But we have to use it. We don't need to buy our oil from Venezuela. Can you believe it? To rapidly reduce inflation, I will end Kamala's war on American energy, and we will drill, baby, drill. We're going to be drilling. We're going to be drilling. And I will cut your energy prices in half within 12 months, 50%. 12 months from January 20th, that's when we assume the office of president, assuming we win. We got to win. You got to get out. You got to vote. Crazier things have happened. You got to get out and vote. Otherwise, we didn't win anything yet. All we're doing is we have a nice lead. We're heading down the home stretch. But you got to get out. You got to vote. You got to bring everybody you know. Just make it. And by the way, the bigger the victory, the more it looks like we can do the kind of things we want. So. And as we rescue our economy, I will also restore our borders. We're going to restore them. You know, we had the safest borders. And would you drop, if you have it, drop my all-time favorite chart. I love this chart. I love this chart. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for this chart. Where the hell? I love it. I go to sleep with it every night. I hug it and I kiss it. My wife says, "What the hell are you doing with that damn chart?" No, if I didn't turn to the right, I wouldn't be talking to you right now. I go, bing. That chart was over there. It's always on my left. Tonight it's on my right. But it's always on my left. And it's usually at the very end, not the beginning. And it was like in the first paragraph, first sentence. And I said, let me see the chart. I was talking about how well we did with illegal immigration. And that's what came down. I looked to the right. If I didn't look to the right, I wouldn't be looking at you at all right now. So it was pretty amazing. So I love that chart, but. So if you look at the arrow on the bottom, that's when I left office. That was the day I left office. That was the lowest in the history of the border illegal immigration. That was the lowest point. We had the border fixed. It was so good. All this stupid person had to do is leave it the way it was. We had remain in Mexico. You couldn't come into the country. We had catch and release into Mexico, not into the U.S. We had everything perfect. And then they decided to just blow everything up. It was so sad. You think it was easy to get remain in Mexico from Mexico? Not that easy. Although they were nasty, but I was much more nasty. And they agreed. Tijuana was probably the fastest growing town in the history of the world. Tijuana was growing at levels that nobody's ever seen anything grow, and it was all in Mexico. They couldn't, and by the way, they couldn't get by. You know why? Because I built the wall. So, but that chart tells you. And look what happened as soon as I left. It looks like an Elon Musk rocket ship. Look at that. It went from the best numbers in history to the worst numbers in history. And all of those criminals started pouring in. There were criminals, massive numbers of criminals. And I said that was going to happen. I know all the guys that head all those countries. But it's much more than South America. It's from all over the world. But I know all those guys. They're very smart. They're very street smart. They're very savvy. They're like your governor. They're savvy. He's a savvy guy. You know, he has that nice way. Hey, how you doing? Hi, I'm Glenn. Hi. He's a killer. Okay? I say that affectionately. Hi, I'm Glenn. Hello, everybody. Nice guy. Oh, he's a killer. Okay, trust me. You know that's a compliment. He understands it's a compliment, but it is. He's smart. But they're smart people, and they are. They're streetwise. I said, if you have an open borders policy, every country in the world is going to drop their prisoners into our country. And that's what happened. They're criminals. They're gang members. They're drug dealers. They're terrorists. They're all in here. You know, I had in 2019, I don't even believe this number, Border Patrol numbers, they had 0 terrorists, 0. The next year they had 11. My years, 2 of my 4 years. This is after I got it really fixed and really good. Think of it, 11, that's not a lot. It's dangerous, but it's not a lot. But they actually had 0. I don't even believe that. I think somebody had it, but they had it at 0. Now you look at it, they come in by the thousands. The worst terrorists in the world are in our country, from the Middle East, from all over. And nothing good's going to happen here. Nothing good is going to happen. These people are so, what they've done to our country is unthinkable. It's the single biggest problem that we have. And we're going to fix this problem, and we're going to fix it fast. Thank you. Over the past 4 years, Kamala has orchestrated the most egregious betrayal that any leader in American history has ever inflicted on our people. She has violated her oath, eradicated our sovereign border, and unleashed an army of gangs and criminal migrants from prisons and jails, from insane asylums and mental institutions. You know who comes from the insane asylums? You know who it is, right? They always give me a hard time. Hannibal Lecter, the great Hannibal Lecter. You know the press to show you how bad they are? I'm talking about insane asylums, and then I'm talking about Hannibal Lecter. A little lighthearted humor about a very unfunny subject. And they always go, he always brings up Hannibal Lecter. What does that have to do? It has to do with the fact that these are the kind of people coming into our country from insane asylums. That's what it has to do. They always say, oh, he's rambling. But now most of them realize that it's the weave, and nobody else can do a weave like Trump. No. Joe Rogan said it the other day. We did a great interview. He's a great guy. And I started talking about something, and then I went to another very pertinent subject, but it was, you know, related barely. Bing, then bing, bing, bing. And he goes, that's brilliant. That's the weave, isn't it? I said, that's the weave, Joe. But they come from Venezuela to the Congo, and they're stealing countless of American lives. I mean, they're stealing American lives. In other words, they're just killing people. These are violent people. The only thing good is they make our criminals look like nice people. These are killers, and they're just killers. You know all about MS-13. You have an MS-13 problem. I'm going to work with your governor, and we're going to get MS-13 out of Virginia within 1 month. 1 month. And you know what? She wants to defund ICE. Think of that. She wants to defund. If we didn't have ICE, I couldn't make that promise. I'll get them down here in force. They're going to clean out this state, and we're going to get them the hell out of here in 1 month. But today I want to hear directly from a mother, and I'd like you to just listen, because this is such a sad thing. This is brand new from a couple of days ago. And the people that I was in a room of people when they first put the tape on, because you have a lot to choose from. There's so much crime and so much horrible crime with the migrant crime. I call it migrant crime. And we saw that. And I had some of the toughest people, and like 75% of them were absolutely crying all over the place. These are men that probably haven't cried since they were a baby. Maybe they didn't cry even then. And they're crying all over the place. But I'd like you to take a look at this, and it's so unnecessary. It should have never happened. Please, thank you.
Sunday night.